Hello, beautiful people of the world. My name is Casey Trottier, and I am the founder of Tough Love Coaching and Consulting. I hope you're doing so well today. I'm really excited to bring this video about the power of positivity. Positivity has made a huge change in my personal life, and I think John's as well. Here's my brother, John. He's joining me today. The purpose of this video is really to understand a little bit about our perspective on positivity and how it's shifted our lives, and to give a little bit of insight on how you might move from a more fixed or negative mindset to one that's a little bit more positive. So if any of that sounds interesting to you, please stick around, and with that, let's just get right into it. Okay, John, so I wanted to start with this video as explaining why, what sparked the desire to even create it. So will you tell the story about when we were at the restaurant the other day?
Yeah, so I've always said having a positive mindset is always going to lead you to success. Staying negative is just a good way to stay in the past, really. So basically, we were at a restaurant the other day, last weekend.
One of our favorites.
One of our favorites that we go to all the time. But I'm sure everyone has experienced this in one way or another. When you're sitting at a restaurant and a manager comes up to you and, they start asking you, how your experience was with the restaurant, right? So before he even had an opportunity to even ask us how the experience was, I kind of foresaw the interaction coming. So what I ended up doing is going out of my way and just telling the guy, we really truly appreciate the restaurant. We always appreciate the service that we get. It's one of those restaurants that you go to and you never have to question the service that you're getting or the quality of the food. And so I really wanted to make it a point to just tell him that I appreciated not only him, but his employees, the service, the quality of the food, and just the overall experience at the restaurant. And
sharing all the positive things that you enjoy about appreciating appreciating the whole experience. And
right, because again, I think with any business, it comes down to customer experience. Mm-hmm. I mean, this is transcendent to any business possible, right? It's like whether it's customer service or, really anything. You're going to get a return client or customer if you have above and beyond service and quality. So I just wanted to make it a point before he stepped in and asked us how the product was and how our night was going.
Right.
That it was a great experience. It always is a great experience, and that's what keeps us coming back day in and day out, and week in and week out for drinks and dinners and just family gatherings with friends. So really, I think it was no more than a couple of minutes later, the waiter that we had came up to us and asked if we had a preference on dessert. And
he was like, "Do you like chocolate?" And we were like, "Of course we do."
Of course. I think everybody enjoys a nice dessert. And so they ended up providing us with their house dessert just because. It was one of those things that they just wanted to say thank you for our thank you.
Yeah.
And that's really how, it really kind of ties in with positive mindsets, right? So
well, I think it's that concept. What I love so much about that example is it was very genuine how you approached the man, and he was loving it. You know what I mean?
Right.
He was soaking it up. People want to hear positive things. They want to hear that their staff is basically meeting their purpose, which is to satisfy and delight their customers. And so when you can proactively provide positive feedback, that's like a good feeling that they want to continue and they want to give back, which is why I thought we're getting a free dessert. We let out some positivity, and then we got some positivity and back. And I think that's the beauty of and the power of positivity is really good feelings elicit good feelings. And if you can have an aura or a vibe of just positivity, mm-hmm. The opportunities and things that will come to you, I just think are limitless.
For sure. I think it definitely comes down to a mindset, right? So people want to help those who are kind and put out positive energy. It is just what it is. Positivity draws positivity, and it's really a mindset. You want to surround yourself with positive affirmations and people that have a very positive outlook on life, because then it just inspires you to be more positive and really chase what you want.
Totally. And I love what you said about mindset, because it really, there is a fixed mindset type people, and then there's a growth mindset type people. And just to give a quick overview, it's like fixed mindset is this kind of negativity, like woe is me, I can't do anything, life is hard, life is unfair, my circumstance, it's just a very, who wants to be around that? It's like death,
draining. It's draining.
It's this very just shrinking kind of energy. And I've definitely had friends who have been in that mindset, and I've been in that mindset, I think, probably a few times throughout my life. But the growth mindset is really the complete opposite, where you feel like you can achieve anything. And yes, while life is difficult, you feel like you can have the resilience to move through it with grace, and that you're still looking at the silver lining, and you're taking every failure as a lesson. And I think that's really powerful. If you can think about life and your anything that might be negative that happens to you as okay, well, that either wasn't meant to be, or that wasn't aligned my path, or
right.
Whatever it might be. So
sure.
Have you struggled with having a fixed mindset yourself in the past?
Yeah, that was my biggest downfall, I feel like, for very many years. I was always on a path, and I was always doing something to progress my life, but it was also, I didn't really have the right direction to figure out how to do it, because with the way I created my success, it's a very niche lane to go down. I didn't have a model to go off of as far as being able to etch my own way into the industry. And so I always had that mindset of, how do I do this? I don't really know where to start. And then, I really started, really a big catalyst to being positive and really trying to chase my dreams was, now that we have YouTube and Google, I was able to watch videos like this and watch successful people, and really everyone starts at ground zero, right? We're all born, and we have, a path that we have to etch out for ourselves. And so when I started researching, very successful people, their stories were always the same. And so it was, you just got to focus on one thing and work really hard and just keep being consistent at it. And, that's really...
What was it like? Was there a shift in you that you went from thinking, ugh, I can't do this, like my life, I don't know what I'm doing with my life, to then once you had a little bit more clarity into what you were doing, because you spoke a little bit about having a clear vision, or was that kind of...
Yeah, I think it was just...
the positivity?
I think it was knowing that I could do it just after my first project. I think that was the biggest thing. I think right when I told myself, all right, I think it was the investment in myself, but then it was just like, okay, I'm going to just put this one project into the works, right? I'm going to risk this money and just see what happens. I think it was just, once I got to the point where I was like, okay, I have a lot of designs, and I'm basically just going to go out of my way, and I'm going to make sure I do this one project. And I'm just going to see how this one project goes. And then when I saw the response for that one project, and it sold out almost instantly, I think that's what really switched my mindset into being of, man, I don't know what to do, to I can do this.
Yeah.
And this is something that I can really thrive at. Now I just have to make sure that I keep going at it and working day in and day out, and really investing in myself, and just knowing that I can do it.
Yeah.
But
well, and that brings up a good point, because as an observer, as your sister and being close to you and observing your kind of path, I felt like in the past you were doing your posts on Instagram. And for those of you who don't know, John has a sneaker Instagram at Johnny's Kicks. He just hit 130,000 subscribers, and he's got all these releases going on. So congrats to you.
Thank you.
Go check that out. I'll link it below. But I felt like you were trying to do this in the past, and you were working, with other people to maybe like they're owning a piece of it. And I felt like once you kind of realized that you could own your own website, you went down the path of finding your own LLC information. Like, you took ownership
Right.
of your career instead of listening to all these other minds telling you what you should or could or, you know, like, be doing.
Right.
And you decided, you know what? I don't think you get it. You know
Well,
what I mean?
I think once you realize like you're in one spot, you can't really, you can't move until you move yourself, right? I think.
Say more about
you-
that. What do you mean by that?
So, you know, there's people in your life that are going to support you in things that you do, but you can't really get anywhere until you do it yourself.
That's
like,
true. Yeah.
You have to take action.
Yeah.
And so many people say, I wish, or, you know, I wish this would happen to me, or I wish I had this. But what you start realizing is you can have that. You can do that. You just have to put this thought process, and then not only your thoughts, but then turn it into action. You really need to say, and a lot of people don't really know how to start with it, but I think it's just, you almost have to picture yourself standing at the bottom of a staircase, and then you really have to just see it like you have to climb it. And instead of just trying to like run up it really fast,
Yeah.
you have to take one step at a time and say, okay, this goal might take years to get to, but what's the first step in getting to it? Is it investing in yourself? Is it reaching out to certain people? Is it, you know, doing research on how to start? And then once I started actually breaking down the actual goal and putting it into micro steps, that's when I really started becoming successful, because it really is a time management thing, and putting everything that you've ever thought about into an actual diagnosed plan and being like, okay, today I'm going to do this. And then the next day I'm going to do this. And so I actually took something that she does and she's been doing for years, is I bought myself a whiteboard and really started putting out all my daily thoughts and my daily tasks and my projects all on a board in front of me that I see every single day, 20, 30 times a day. Every time I walk by it, I see it. Okay, have I accomplished this today? Have I accomplished this today? And so it's, you know, breaking down the steps, making sure you follow them, and don't get overwhelmed by the big picture, because no success comes overnight. It really is a time, day in, day out work, where if you look at any company, it didn't just like one day they say, I'm going to open this company and then they're successful. It really takes time and dedication to a specific craft, and just believing in yourself that you can do it. And once you start seeing progress, I think that's when you start believing in yourself more and more
Yeah,
and more.
that positive momentum.
Yeah.
And I think you said so many things that resonate with my personal Tough Love coaching brand, which is, one, having a vision. What do you truly want in life? What does success look like? Having goals and sub goals. Well, I call them milestones, and then goals. Really, so that you can dissect this giant leap of a goal, or like a wish, and everything starts with a wish, so I'm all for wishes, but so you can dissect it, and then having measures in place, and then setting daily intentions, and having habits and routines that reinforce those intentions. And so that's what I do at Tough Love. I help people create kind of strategic plans for their life using my strategy consulting background. So if you're interested in just scheduling a call, please click the link below, and we can help figure that out for you. But I totally love that, and I think that positive momentum of just knowing that there's a plan, I think that's a relief.
Oh, it's huge.
That's a feeling of, okay, it's not all in my head. I can just bite off one little bit at a time. And I think that also comes into perfectionism, but we'll probably do a whole other video about that. But yeah, I just feel like having a positive mindset makes you just more attractive in every single situation in life. I did want to just give a few recommendations as we kind of close out this video, but one of the personal things that I've done to move from more of I've always had a growth mindset. I've always felt like I could do whatever I put my mind to, but I struggled with the negativity and the self-doubt and the other voices, and didn't necessarily have the self-love that it requires to be able to fully commit to your own goals.
For sure.
So I have a couple recommendations. One is just getting a gratitude journal. I mean, you don't even have to buy one, but these are like $5 on Amazon. It's just, I don't know if you can see it, but it's low. It's just Google gratitude journal. And once you start appreciating who you are and the blessings that you have in your life, I think that just breeds positivity. And there's a lot of research on gratitude, which again, I'll probably do a whole nother video on. And then a book recommendation for those of you who like to read. It's called Appreciative Living. It's a wonderful book. It's by Jacqueline Bascobert-Kelm. Again, I'll put it in the description box below. But this is a really great way to help you start thinking and life coaching yourself a little bit through this book. Any final thoughts on positivity or any final message?
Yeah, I mean, I'm just going to touch on what you were just saying. I think it's once you start taking the people that are negative in your life and all the negative affirmations that they like kind of, because they just don't understand your actual goal. You know, a lot of people have big dreams, but then a lot of people in your life don't understand them because it's not a day-to-day thing that they think about. And it's very easy for people to talk you out of doing things that you want to chase. And I think once you just start saying, I'm just going to do it, and then you actually start putting your stuff into action and really just putting away the naysayers. I mean, obviously there's some people out there that really want the best for you, but they just don't understand your vision.
Right.
And once you just start saying, all right, I'm going to prove to you that, you know, just do it for yourself, but really focus on whatever you want in life, and whatever you chase, as long as you're willing to put in the time and the work, you will get there.
Absolutely. One step at a time. Progress, not perfection. Anyway, I hope you guys all can think about one way that you can have a more positive day today. And I think it starts by maybe giving a compliment or to someone else or to yourself. So anyway, I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of the day.